One of the hottest topics coming into 2022 when it comes to digital marketing and e-commerce sales is influencer marketing. Everybody loves the idea of it. Most of us don't know what the heck that actually even means. Today in our podcast, we have a guest who is officially an influencer. She's going to talk about how she became one, some of the biggest mistakes we make, some of the biggest misconceptions, how to reach out to influencers effectively, and maybe if we have time, some of the things we need to be paying attention to in 2022 in the influencer world. It's going to be a great episode. Listen to the end, and here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the AM/PM podcast. I'm your host, Tim Jordan, and today we have the lovely Miss Gracey Ryback.
Hi, Tim. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Did you notice I said your name correctly that time?
Yes,
off camera, I've said her name wrong like 6 times.
It's so good. You messed it up before, but you did it so well as soon as it started. So yay.
We'll see if I can screw it up again in the episode. So most of you listeners know that there's usually some rhyme or reason to the guests that we have on. And I met Gracey in Austin, a few months ago at an event, and was very interested in her, not just her topic, but her actual presentation. Now, her topic was about influencer marketing, and we hear a lot of people in this space talking about influencers, but they're usually talking about how to reach out to influencers, or this is how you utilize influencers in your digital marketing strategy. Gracey didn't have any of that stuff. She actually is an influencer, and she was saying, this is how I do my thing, and this is how I promote brands. And I thought, holy crap, finally someone to tell us from the other end, like the other side of the table, how this whole system works. So we're going to get into some of those things, talking about misconceptions of influencers, the things that we sellers are doing, screwing up, essentially, trying to reach out to influencers, and some other cool stuff. But first, I want to kind of dive just briefly. All right, we'll do like a shallow dive into Gracey's background and her story, because as I understand it, Gracey, this is not something you ever planned on doing. And if years ago I would have said that you're making social media videos for a living, you would have thought I was crazy, right?
Absolutely. And that's the perfect way to describe it. Even just a year ago, like a little bit more than a year ago in October, that's when I even started all of this. Before I was doing like sales, cold calling sales. And I absolutely hated it, to be honest. But I really, really liked sales. I loved business. It was really exciting to me. And I kind of started this as a little passion project, you could say. It was just a little fun thing that I did for fun. I really liked, saving money on Amazon, finding deals and promo codes. I would tell my friends about them, and they'd be like, "What is this scam, Gracey, that you're sending me? Like, it's probably not real, like da-da-da." And they were just like not having it. So I was like, okay, like maybe somebody else out there cares. And maybe I'll get a couple followers for it. Who knows? And so
now, time out. When you say do this, quote unquote, when I was doing this, at the time, it wasn't trying to make a living as an influencer. It wasn't really trying to make money.
No.
Doing this was essentially just sharing Amazon deals on social media for fun, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I had no idea that like the Amazon Associates program even existed. Not even like knowing that I could make a single penny from doing that. And then it was after the fact that I found out about it. So that's how I learned how to monetize, maybe like a month or two into it, that somebody introduced me.
So you're doing social media videos for free, just showing people, hey, here's a deal on Amazon.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And people.
So you just promote random stuff and didn't really expect anything else from it but followers.
Exactly. I mean, I was hoping for 1,000 if I was lucky. Like that was like the goal. That was the goal. And then once I started putting videos out there, some of them gained a little bit of traction. Then like my followers would say like, hey, can you find a deal on this or that or the other? So I would start doing specific like requests to find specific deals that people were asking for. And those obviously did better because people were wanting them. And a lot of times they were good deals, like 50% off, 60% off or more. And they were getting really good deals, saving a lot of money. And then there was one video specifically that kind of popped off. And that was the first really exciting time for me. It was the first time I went, quote unquote, viral.
Now, what platform was this?
TikTok. TikTok is
So, all right. So this is TikTok, and TikTok I know is your main platform. We'll
Mhm.
talk about some of the other platforms later.
Okay.
So you were just posting random stuff, trying to get some TikTok followers.
Yep.
You were taking some requests. What was the product that you went viral with?
It was a massage gun, actually. And I think that one's still to this day a really popular request because they go on Amazon for like over $100. And then somehow with a good promo code, you can bring it down to like 20 or 30 bucks. And so I think that was like a really cool product that everyone could have wanted and like bought, and saved a good amount of money on.
So I know that, when you say it went viral and it kind of
Mhm.
popped off, like what kind of views were you getting on this just organic TikTok video?
I think that one I'd have to check back on it, but I think I did like over 100,000, and still, like, again, that was the first 6-figure view I ever had. That was
Yeah.
very exciting to me at the time because I was completely new to all of this.
Now, as you're poking around Amazon, you're looking at products that you're promoting. As I understand it, you started looking at some of these listings after you promoted it and you started noticing some differences, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. So, right after I posted the video, maybe overnight the next morning, I started getting comments like, "Oh, this sold out. It's unavailable." Da da da. So then I'd go on the product page. One, I noticed that it was sold out. Two, I noticed that this listing that literally had like no reviews. Literally, it was a brand new listing, pretty much, and it now had the number one new release, or the number one, like, I think it was the number one new release badge on it. And at the time, a year ago, I was like, oh, shrug, like, whatever that means. I didn't really know what that meant, but I was like, I guess they're selling well, shrug. And that's really it. That was my knowledge
So,
of it at the time.
so how did you become aware that you could actually monetize this stuff?
Yeah, so I actually, funny story, nobody knows this. I went into a Facebook group for Amazon sellers, and I asked a question in this group, and this might be a group of somebody I know today. But I was like, hey, like, some brand has approached me about talking about their product on social media. And a lot of times I've done, this many sales in this much time. What's like a reasonable amount to charge them? Because I really, at the time of, it's still to this day, nobody really knows what to charge. There's no industry standard. So I was like, what's reasonable for you sellers? What's reasonable for me? Give me some kind of guidance for what you guys know. And so then from that post itself, I got like a handful of sellers that wanted to work with me. They were like, oh, can you promote my product? Oh, I want to talk to you about that. Da, 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 da. And so I got a lot of interest from that Facebook post where I was just trying to be like, hey, like, what do you guys think is a reasonable thing to charge? Because I have no idea. And so that was when I realized, like, oh, like, people, like, sellers really want this promotion from me, I guess. I had no idea how valuable it was at the time.
So let's fast forward now to today, right? You're working on content for 7 different platforms. What are those 7 platforms?
Yeah. So my biggest one, my heart and joy, whatever they call it, is TikTok. It's really what I owe everything to. Without TikTok, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today. But after that, right now, I'm prioritizing Amazon Live a lot more. And we can talk about live streaming, whatever. And then there's shoppable videos on Amazon as well. And then for social media, there's Instagram, Facebook group, Twitter, Telegram. So if you add those up, you get like 7 things.
So that's a lot. And you've quit your corporate job. You're making more money now promoting other people's stuff, which if you guys are watching the YouTube video, you can see all of this, I don't know, piles of crap behind her on the shelf. Not necessarily crap, but I knew that was going to make her laugh. When we got in here to record, she's like, oh, I can't blur out my background on the software because all this stuff. That's all stuff you promoted.
On Zoom, I can blur out the background and make it look prettier, but now I'm exposed with all the sea of products around me that
That's
I
good.
need.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. So as you know, because you've been like talking to the Amazon community, and just like you said, you had people approaching you. We as brand owners, product creators, sellers, we need traffic and we need people to promote our stuff. So we need traffic going to our listings, all those good things. And as you know, the world of influencer marketing has been a hot topic, right? People have talked about it. People are excited about it. People are dabbling with it. I would like just a real brief lesson on how you make money because, and I know the answer to these, but maybe our listeners don't. But once I understood how influencers are monetizing, at least the primary ways, it gave me a better insight onto how I can work with influencers and what's exciting or attractive influencers or not. So talk about like the main ways that an influencer, and let's define an influencer as someone who has an audience that is able to promote a product, right? For all intents and purposes, we're not talking about Kim Kardashian here. We're talking about someone who has an audience that's able to promote a product. What are the ways you monetize?
Exactly. So, okay, so there's a couple things. I would say the biggest one for a lot of influencers out there are affiliate links. There is the direct Amazon affiliate / associate program. Amazon also just came out with the influencer program as like kind of a branch off that. So a lot of influencers use that, especially if they promote something on Amazon. There's also other affiliate sites and networks that they can use to create affiliate links. So there's that. That's number one. Number two is, I guess, direct brand partnerships. They could work with a brand, figure something out, do this for that amount of money, and then they can do like a flat fee / commission based thing off of that. So number two would be direct brand partnerships. And then three, I guess another thing, well, I guess that's it. Like, I think the commissions that I was going to mention or the pay per click kind of falls into the affiliate link category.
Well, I know that there's a slight difference between affiliates and commissions because the affiliates are usually being paid by the marketplace, where the commissions are being paid by the brand owners, right? So if I have this right, if you're an Amazon Associates seller, an Amazon affiliate seller, you use a link that Amazon gives you, you can track that traffic. And if someone goes to the product and buys it, Amazon pays you a percentage. Where commissions would be if I'm the brand owner and saying, hey, please pitch my product and I'll give you a commission based on sales, right? Okay. I know I just made it sound like I'm explaining this better than
No,
you.
No. But I think like at the very base, there's like multiple ways you could do both affiliate links or brand partnerships. You can kind of do different variations of both. But if we had to categorize, I think those are the main two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking at the influencer world, are the majority of influencers making money off of affiliate commissions, or are they making money off of flat fees?
That's interesting because it's something I have learned the hard way is that this industry is so vast and everybody does things differently. There are some influencers that prefer to just post organically whatever they want instead of, certain brand deals, and they just kind of rely fully on commission. Or some influencers out there, they're like the bigger chunk of what they earn is from brand deals. So they prefer more of like a brand partnership. And of course, there's people like me who do a little bit of both. And so I definitely think that there's benefits for both. And a lot of people who, I think both is like the right answer here.
So if I'm a product owner trying to reach out to an influencer, I need to understand that there are different ways to make money because my pitch might have to change, or my offer might have to change, or even the things that are getting them excited are going to be different. So now I want you to school us, and us being this world of Amazon product sellers, whatever. What are some of the misconceptions, the most common misconceptions that we have about influencers? Like, what are we getting wrong?
I think something that the biggest lesson I've learned this year is that there is a huge gap between the understanding of like sellers and brands and companies and like products and the influencers. And there's just a lot of
like the influencer's audience.
Influencers, like, I guess influencers as a whole, just like bridging the two together and like connecting the gap, which is something I think hopefully I'm shining light on. I think a lot of brands and the feedback that I've gotten from them is that influencers are hard to reach, hard to work with. Maybe they don't guarantee, a reasonable amount of ROI to make working with them worth it. And
do you think the influencers are hard to get in contact with, or do you think that people don't know how to reach out? Like, is it your fault or is it our fault?
I can't say it's either person's fault. I think there is, all I know is that the influencers really need the brands. That's like for sure. The brands need the influencers just as much. And it's a very mutually beneficial relationship between the two. So it's not that influencers are out here ignoring brands on purpose. I don't think that's the case. I think that maybe brands could use a little bit more insight to, what to look for, what to say, what would catch their attention, what would, excite them to work together. And of course, if, Sephora reaches out to a beauty influencer, I'm sure they would email them back, but I think there are emails that I still get today that, I might give some advice to.
Let's get to that in a minute.
Sure.
So you think the biggest thing that we as sellers need to understand is that we don't actually understand influencers, right? Like even the way that we reach out, our expectations, things like that are all messed up. Now you mentioned something about ROI, right? You said kind of the biggest misconceptions are that you're hard to reach, you're hard to work with, and that you can't guarantee an ROI. Can you guarantee an ROI? Because in my mind, I wouldn't expect you to. Like if I'm going to put money on ads, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm going to try it, and if it works, I'm going to put more. If it doesn't, I'm going to put less. But
Right.
What do you consider positive ROI, and is there a way to actually track that?
Yeah, I think there's a couple ways to track it, but I think another thing is in a lot of other marketing ways, in a lot of ways to market your business, how many of those can guarantee 100% that you're going to get this much ROI from your ad spend? It's like even if you did a TV commercial, you're paying for that airtime, but who's to say that you're going to get this much return? But I think when brands are reaching out to influencers, they're like, okay, if you can't guarantee this, we don't want to work with you. You're not worth anything. And you're going to be a waste of my time if you can't guarantee this. But then in an influencer's defense, it's like, okay, what marketing channel can guarantee this huge ROI that you're expecting from us?
I guess that makes sense. So what are some of the biggest mistakes that you've personally seen people make in trying to reach out to you? Because once you started getting a following, once you're creating other people's products, and I understand there's a difference between the Amazon Live stuff, people reach out to you differently than your own social media, like TikTok. So for your own social media, what are some of the most boneheaded things that people have done in reaching out and trying to get you to work with them? I want specific examples, call out brands. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But I want to hear some good stuff here.
You're putting me on the spot, Tim. Okay, so
I know I didn't prep you for this question, but it makes it better.
We didn't talk about this in the pre-interview. No, I'm kidding. So I think, and again, I cannot speak for every influencer. It's hard for me to be like, okay, so let's talk all influencers, all brands.
Yeah, I understand these aren't generalized statements.
So it's hard for me to be like, okay, all influencers think this. I can't say that. So in my personal experience, I think some of the emails that I get now, and I think, again, if you were talking to me a year ago, things would absolutely be different. If I was starting out, if I had a smaller following, if I was new to this space, a lot of the requests that I get would be exciting for me. I think increased commission or just commission only or even gifted product. I think that would be oh yeah, I'm creating the content. I need it for my content anyway. I'd love to do it. And in exchange for, my thoughts and my opinions on it and just posting it to my social media, which I'm doing on a daily basis anyway. Yeah, that's reasonable to me. But then it comes into the know your audience part. And it's would I reach out to, and I'm not calling myself Kylie Jenner by any means. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, for example, if you were to reach out to Kylie Jenner and send her an email and be like, hey, Kylie, I'd love for you to promote my product. And in return for 3 Instagram posts, an Instagram story, a TikTok video, a YouTube video, and your firstborn child, in return, I'll give you this gifted product that's worth $5. What do you say? What do you say? I think it's a great deal. What do you say? And it's
yeah, it's laughable, right?
Well, I don't want to laugh, but I think it's just a little bit of if you only have the budget for a gifted product collaboration or commission only, then I think there is a level of influencer that you can expect to work with. And it wouldn't be Kylie Jenner.
Yeah. So, and just to make sure everybody knows what gifted product is, that is a free product. And this is a method that works, especially with the smaller influencers. That you send them something free, man, they want to share that stuff. I've done that before. Hey, let me send you this thing, and you do an unboxing video for me, and it's all awesome. But so what you're saying, Gracey, is that you're way too important now for gifted product promotions, and you're saying the biggest mistake people are making is they're trying to offer you something for free when you're the size of Kim Kardashian and
no, Tim,
that's what I heard.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's how I
Dan,
interpreted the
please
whole
no.
thing.
Okay, if that's how it came off, no, I take
No,
back
it didn't. I'm
everything
just
I
kidding.
say.
I'm just kidding.
No, I take back
I'm just
everything.
kidding.
That is the last thing
No,
I
but
want to.
no,
No,
it's
no,
fine.
no.
And what you said does make sense is people are wasting their time sending all of these blanket messages before they actually understand the influencer size, the influencer's target, maybe the target audience type, the type of products that they will and won't promote, right? So they're just like sending out all of these messages, kind of like throwing, pasta at the wall and seeing what sticks. When you're saying that we should be more targeted, we should understand what types of products this influencer's promoted in the past or what type of content do they do, or don't ask someone to do a YouTube video when they don't have a YouTube channel, right? Like that's the immediate dismissal.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happened to me too. I think another thing that I can bring up for examples is like, yes, if you're gonna take anything from what I just said, no, I do not think I'm Kylie Jenner. Da 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 da. I'm not even close. I'm nobody. But my my point being is, I think brands should take a little bit more time to do their research on the influencer and kind of. It doesn't mean like, oh, switch out the name and the niche and say like, oh, I find your content very engaging. It's great. Let's work together. I mean, like, see what kind of content they're already posting, see their niche, see their following size, and see what would be reasonable for them to, receive and consider for collaboration.
And how do you like being contacted? Do you like when someone instant message you on a social media platform? Do you like getting an email to your business email address that you've got sprinkled around? Like, how do you usually like to be communicated with?
So I think probably preference would be email. I do have my email in my Instagram and TikTok bios, so that should be easily accessible for anybody who wants to email me. Or if not, I think Instagram DMs, I get a couple of brands there as well. And then, I also don't hate when people message me on LinkedIn or Facebook. It's not my preferred method, but I'm not going to be mad at it. I wouldn't.
I know. I remember when I messaged you on Facebook, it took you a month to respond. No, I'm just kidding. It
Tim!
wasn't that bad. It was only 3.5 weeks.
Oh my God.
No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Everybody that's listening, that's not true. We actually met at an event in
yes,
person.
it's not true.
She
He's
did not
just
ghost me on
kidding.
Facebook for that
He's
long.
just-
All right. So moral of the story, people, do some homework. Understand that these are people behind the messages, behind the emails. And if they feel like you're sending them just spammy emails that are not personalized, you haven't done your homework, they're going to ignore you. Understand that people are going to prioritize their offers. So a bigger influencer, someone with a bigger following, is going to ask for more. They might ask for cash up front, or they might ask for a nicer deal, whereas someone that's just getting started with a small audience will be happy promoting your product just for a free product, right?
Mhm.
An unboxing. So understand that stuff.
That's very well put.
Now, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
So now I want to ask you, like, what's going on that's exciting for you in 2022? And just to preface that question, like, you've got exposure in all of it, right? You are actually now an A-list creator for Amazon. You're over 1 million followers on TikTok. You personally, in the past year, are responsible for millions of dollars of product sales, right? Millions of product sales directly attributed to your traffic. So I know you've got your finger on the pulse. You also understand our point of view, like us as sellers, like what we're looking for. So, all that being said, going into 2022, what are you excited about that we should be excited about?
Okay. So 3 things here. The first thing is I hope with all my heart that Amazon Live and live streaming continues to kind of grow as an industry, because it's boomed in China. And I think that with Amazon Live, they're really, really investing a lot of time and effort into it. And I really hope that that program continues to grow over time, over the next few years. The second thing I'm excited about is I'm starting to see a bunch of just average, normal people out there, the not Kylie Jenners, starting to become influencers. And I hope that stigma of influencers being bad and like whatever goes away. It is exciting to know that, people with just a couple thousand followers on Instagram can be monetizing and can be quote unquote influencers in this space. And I like that the Amazon affiliate program does make it pretty easy for those people to join and take advantage of the program. And combining it with TikTok. More and more people are doing it. They're just doing casual Amazon hauls, Amazon unboxings. Look what I got on Amazon. And it is not only benefiting them, but it is benefiting brands in a huge way as well. And so I think with that, what I'm excited about personally is bridging the gap between brand and creator, influencer, and helping like them partner together, work together for that mutually beneficial relationship that I've seen happen so many times. They need brands, brands need influencers, and it's just, it was a match made in heaven. And I think the lack of understanding of like, we don't understand how to work with them, reach out, negotiate how the process works. And even creators so many times are asking the question, how do I reach out to brands? How do you get brand deals? Da, 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 da. There's so much want on both sides. And what I'm excited about is maybe just helping the creators get there and helping the brands work together.
I love it. It's exciting because in a world where like everybody's talking about, oh, the latest hack and the way to black hat do this, and like it just keeps coming back down to like good marketing. Like when someone has someone's ear and someone recommends something and it's a legitimate, authentic, organic, referral, people love it, right? When people are, I'm gonna admit I'm addicted to TikTok.
Oh, me too. Oh, me too.
And man, the algorithm is insane. Like
it's terrifying.
The algorithm that figures out what you love.
Yep.
My TikTok is full of funny dogs, construction equipment, like wrecking, and dad jokes. That's like basically all it is.
Your TikTok For You page is literally who, not you specifically, but like who we are as a human. Like mine is like,
that absolutely terrifies me then.
Yeah.
Puppies, dad jokes, and construction machinery getting wrecked.
That's so awesome. Funny, but it knows us so well. Gosh.
So, and my point was, I'm seeing like these people popping up that are literally just goofy, everyday, normal people that are putting together content. I'm trying to.
It's the
in
magic
fact, I wouldn't know how to do this
of TikTok. There's
Colin.
What?
Colin. There's a guy that I follow. Mm-hmm. I was gonna see,
and I think that's the magic of TikTok. No, people are kind of moving away from like the picture perfect Instagram world.
You recognize this guy?
The screen is really blurry. I may have come across his profile before.
Colin Your Mom. COLLIN URRMOM.
I like the name.
So those of you that are listening, Colin URRMOM.
Oh,
this guy's hilarious.
He's funny,
and you've seen him, right?
Yeah.
This guy's not even promoting stuff. Like he's not even monetizing this, but he's approaching 10 million viewers or 10 million followers. Some of his videos have like millions and millions and millions of views. And he's literally just sitting in his desk chair in his mom's basement making videos.
He does Cameo. So that might be a way.
He's monetizing on Cameo. That makes sense.
Yeah, and YouTube.
Okay. So anyways, my point is like, I love that as this world continues to evolve, it just keeps going back down to roots. Like just everyday people like this Colin guy, right? Like those are the ones that are succeeding, and it's so cool. I love it. So I think that that in 2022, everybody that's listening, make this part of your method, make this part of your strategy, make sure you understand this, if nothing else, because it works. It's valuable. If you have not had success trying it before, maybe you were screwing up. Maybe you don't need to write off completely. You need to try it again, right? Anything else, Gracey, before we wrap up that you'd like to tell this crazy world of e-commerce and sellers and entrepreneurs about the influencer world?
I think my biggest advice is don't just write off influencer marketing. If you maybe dipped your toe in the pool and you weren't happy with it, or maybe you just thought it was too complicated, hard to do, didn't get the results you wanted, there are different ways to do it. There's different influencers to reach out to. There's a ton of different things you can try. And from what I've seen so far, it's worth your time. It'll make huge leaps and bounds for your brand and keyword ranking, traffic, sales, all of the good stuff that you need to sell on Amazon successfully. Influencer marketing is a piece of your marketing pie that will make you successful. So I also want to say that I am happy to help brands. Like I am like willing to answer questions and like give advice and like, outreach templates, whatever that may be. If you just have a question here and there, like I'm always happy to help.
So how can people track you down?
Yeah. So I do have an email. So I have this email. It forwards to my business email. It's contact@dealcheats.com. So if you just want to email me, or I guess.
No, that'll work. Contact@dealcheats, DEALCHEATS, right?
.com, yep.
Contact Deal Cheats. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Well, prepare for your inbox to explode now with
Sheesh.
822 Amazon brands that are listening to reach out
I'm
to you.
excited.
And make sure, all of you that are listening, make sure to email her with a list of what you want. 4 Instagram posts, 2 Instagram reels, 17
My
YouTube videos, and a
firstborn.
firstborn child. That's actually the type of messages she's more likely to respond to. So you have the ticket. You're welcome. Glad we can help you. Thank you, Gracey, for being on. I know that I got to meet you in Austin, chatting now, and I'm going to be seeing you next year early in an unreleased, undisclosed, secret thing south of the border, so to speak. I will see you in Mexico. So I look forward to that and hope you have a great new year. And I know that this episode is being released right after the new year. It gives us a little time to edit this. But for all of you that are listening, hope that you have a great new year. Hope that your holidays were awesome and ready to completely crush it in 2022. And maybe influencer marketing will be part of that. So thank you all for listening in. Make sure to leave us a review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up or get us a subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.